Oh, oh, my head. Oh, what the... Oh. I feel like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. In that London forest. Oh. It's you. Okay. Oh, no. We come to this one. Oh, fuck. Okay. Before I begin today's video, there's something I have to do before I begin. It's not enough. Woo! I'm allergic to bullshit. Oh, where's Malcolm Tucker when you need him? Hello, my fellow Whovians and subscribers, and welcome back to Doctor Who RANT. Oh, the first Doctor Who RANT of the Peter Capaldi era. In the forest of the shite. Yes, in the forest of the shite. That's the official title. I promise you. It has no other title. God. So, In the Forest of the Shite. This is episode 10 of series 8 of the new series of Doctor Who. It's the 251st Doctor Who story, and it never should have existed, in my opinion, but whatever. It's here, so we'll have to talk about it. One morning, in every city and town in the world, the human race wakes up to face the most surprising invasion yet. Everywhere, in every land, a forest has grown overnight and taken back the Earth. It doesn't take long for the Doctor to discover that the final days of humanity have arrived. Oh, give me strength. Chin chin. Fuck this shit, fuck it. Just fuck this shit. Oh, God. Oh, I really don't like this Doctor Who story. I know there's someone in the audience now saying, come on, Ollie, tell us how you really feel. Oh, God, guys, please, don't make me do it. I don't want to talk about it. It's really bad. This story is a fucking clutter-brained mess. I hate this story. I really don't like this story. It's so badly written. The whole idea of this story isn't actually that bad, but it's the execution of said idea that makes it terrible. So it starts off with this little girl known as Maeve, who for some reason is connected to these like sprites or whatever and creates a forest from her imagination, which invades the Earth. And we see her running into the forest because there's something wrong in that her sister has disappeared and she's got some kind of anxiety over that, and it's caused her to have this connection with some spirit or whatever. I mean, the whole thing is never explained, so don't ask me for any more because I can't give you any more. And it just so happens that Clara and Danny are on a trip with the school kids. Yay! In a museum. Yay! And then they go into the forest. Oh, yay. And it goes on from there, really, and they meet the Doctor and they have to work out what the hell is going on, and they have to stop this impending solar flare, which no one seems to give a fuck about, from destroying the Earth. This story is built up as like an end of the world, high stakes story in which there's a solar flare coming. We have to do everything we can to stop this. Why is the solar flare happening? Why does Maeve have this connection? Why do they have to fight a tiger? This story is just a load of random scenes stitched together. It's like there's 3 different scripts going on. It can't make up its mind what it wants to do. This is what I would call a story that feels out of place for Peter Capaldi. I'm not saying Peter Capaldi is bad in this story. Far from it. He's good with what he's given. I'm just saying his Doctor is more serious. He's trying to be not more lighthearted as such, but he's trying to work with children more in this story. So he has to be slightly less blunt and slightly less stoic and serious than he has been in his other stories. And it doesn't come off natural to me. And I think that's down to the writing. That's nothing to do with Capaldi. He does his best. But I just don't think the story serves him well at all. We get a little bit of Clara Danny drama in that he's still kind of unsure about Clara because she's not completely honest with him, even though he's sort of okay with her traveling with the Doctor. Again, what? Very, very confusing, misleading, doesn't make sense. I don't give a shit by this point. Let's move on. I mean, the performances are fine. Like I said, Peter Capaldi does a good job as the Doctor when he can. Clara is good in this story. Jenna Coleman, she does a good job. Danny, played by Samuel Anderson, this is probably his biggest appearance yet. I only wish that he had something a lot better than what he has in this story. I mean, there is that funny moment where he's with his kids, like, when he's with the school kids and they're doing that chant, they're like, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? People want to know. People want to know. I can't remember the exact words. I mean, the visuals are mixed for me. On the one hand, the forest looks fantastic and the firefly effects look great, and I think the design of the episode is cool. I mean, it's like simple, it still looks very cool. But then you have some of the worst visual effects in Doctor Who. Like, this is so bad. I mean, not as bad as Underworld, I'm not saying that. In terms of the new series, these are some of the worst effects I've actually seen, which is weird because the previous story, Flatline, had amazing effects. They had outstanding effects. Well, maybe they blew the budget on those effects because the effects here are shit. Really shit. You've got these CGI wolves that jump around and everything. I mean, they got a real tiger in this story, but they couldn't get real wolves. Where's the thinking in that? And then you've also got these random guys with flamethrowers who are in the story for no reason, at least not to my knowledge anyway. And when they're burning the trees, it looks as though it's like a YouTube photoshopped green screen image that was downloaded and just shoved into the cut. This story it's just so all over the place. And then the very end of the story is like, what? When Maeve and her mum go home and they see the sister just reappears through, well, firefly magic, I guess. What happened? Like, why is she so important? Why is the sister's disappearance so important? And she just thought of her sister and her sister was able to come back. Like, what the hell? That's why I say this story reminds me of Fear Her. In that, do you remember the girl Chloe Webber who could think of different things? When she drew different things, they would disappear. This is the opposite. This is like Maeve thinking of things that she wants to imagine actually coming to life. So there's some kind of fantasy element. And obviously with the forest aspect and the lion, I think the Chronicles of Narnia. So this story is Fear Her meets the Chronicles of Narnia. But that is not a compliment. That is not a compliment by any stretch of the imagination. I suppose Murray Gold does okay with the soundtrack. He does what he can, but it's not enough. I wouldn't say that this story is a train wreck. It's not as bad as some of the stories in this show, because the one thing it does have is that while it is a bad story, it doesn't wreck the continuity. It doesn't damage the show as a whole. It does kind of damage this series in terms of the quality, but it's just a plain and simple bad story. That's not an excuse for the way it turned out, but I just think that when you compare it to certain other stories, certainly later in Capaldi's era, you'll know that, well, you'll see that this one, it's just plain and simple bad. It's utterly forgettable, easily disposable, and the whole solar flare thing could have been so much better done. There's this whole scene when the Doctor's talking to the kids about it in the TARDIS, and they're sitting down planning what they're going to do, and basically all they do is just get Maeve to record an announcement about the trees and stuff. I don't know if this was supposed to be some kind of commentary on environmentalism, because if it is, it's a piss poor one, because it doesn't resonate, because the storytelling is so messy and convoluted. it just doesn't resonate. I just don't understand why. This was supposed to be a simple story, a light-hearted story for presumably younger audiences to engage with, especially as there's kids in it. They have ended up going completely the other way. This is an overcomplicated mess. Seeing when Danny fights off the tiger by shining the torch. I mean, wow. You know, wow. And there's some stupid dialogue as well in this. Like, one of the kids says at one point, oh, I get stressed, and when I get stressed, I forget my anger management. What? It's just weird lines that don't have any place. And there's this other kid called Ruby, and no, not Ruby Sunday, a young girl called Ruby who keeps butting in. She's like the know-it-all, and she keeps making comments about Clara and Danny's relationship. She keeps commenting about what they should do. She's very spunky, headstrong. She's annoying, basically. So at the end of the day, this story is a mess. I mean, like, the only good things are some of the visuals, the acting, and the music. There's really not much to talk about here, guys. This is easily one of the worst Peter Capaldi stories in his era. I mean, it's not the worst. There's definitely one or two that take the cake as worse than this, but it's such a disappointment. After two really great stories, we get this piece of shit. So my overall rating for In the Forest of the Shite is 2 out of 10. So that brings us to the series finale for Series 8, which is Dark Water and Death in Heaven, the two-part finale. And this was the point where the new series would reduce the amount of episodes that were in a season. The first 7 seasons, well, series, I should say, were 13 episodes. This one is 12 episodes. So episodes 11 and 12 are the finale, and I will be covering that next time. But what do you think of this story? Please comment down below, let me know. Please hit the like and subscribe button for more content. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned next time when I review Dark Water and Death in Heaven. I'm Pajak's Perspective. See ya. Bye for now.